What's up guys, Syiler here, and I am back with another video, and in this video we're going to be running through the mounts that are coming in 8.1.5 and also going through how you can get those mounts so you can be ready for when the patch drops in about a month or so. Now there aren't a crazy amount of mounts coming, but there's a few. It's good enough, they're decent enough. So the first mount up is going to be Bruce, and you might remember this guy from the Brawlers Guild, quite an iconic Brawlers Guild fight, as it's kind of like the beginner's boss that people say you got Bruced if you die to it, because it only has one mechanic, but if you fail that mechanic you'll most likely die, so it's kind of like a harsh introduction to the Brawlers Guild, and yeah, as I said, quite an iconic boss, so I'm glad to see it turned into a mount. Now there are currently two versions of this mount in the PTR files. There's the one that you're currently seeing now, and there's one where the blue bits of cloth are actually red, so it could be that the Horde gets the red version, the Alliance gets the blue version as always, or it could be that they both share the same one and they use the other one later on, or they never use it. Who knows? But if you end up with a slightly different one as Horde, now you know why. But overall, do quite like this mount, do like the bits of armor and stuff on it. In terms of where this is going to come from, it'll come from the Brawlers Guild, but not from rank 8 this time. Instead, they've spiced it up a little bit, and you're going to have to go through a quest chain. And once you're done with that quest chain, you'll be awarded with the mount. So it's going to go alongside your Brawlers Guild experience. You're still going to have to do Brawlers Guild fights and other various tasks. But yeah, it's a little bit different, a little bit of a storyline to go alongside it. So I do like what they've done with that. I would recommend trying to do this earlier on though, because there are some quests that require other people to be doing the Brawlers Guild, so it will make life easier. The next mount up is going to be the Zandalari Direhorn. Nothing too crazy about this mount. It's basically just a Direhorn. It looks alright, but it kind of just looks like a base, Direhorn that we'd get from Mr. Pandaria, so nothing too crazy going on. But this is going to be the Zandalari faction mount, so if you make a Zandalari in 8.1.5, this is going to be the mount you get as your racial mount. Now on the other hand, if you make a Paladin Zandalari, you're going to end up with the Crusaders Direhorn. And when I first seen this, I was like, yeah, that looks pretty cool, I like that. It's a nice mount. I do like what they're doing with the head, this kind of golden faceplate. I think it looks pretty cool, and honestly is making me consider swapping my Paladin from Blood Elf to Zandalari, because one, I'm a bit bored of Blood Elf at this point, it's been a while, and two, I do quite like this mount. So definitely leaning towards being a Zandalari Paladin, but yeah, all you have to do is have a Zandalari Paladin, and this is the kind of class mount you're going to get for being a Zandalari Paladin, kind of like they've done with all the other races that are Paladins at least. The next mount up is the Kul Tiran Charger, and it's a horse, there's not a whole lot to say about it. It's a white horse, it looks kind of cool. I definitely do like this Argent tournament, jousting style mount they've got going on. I do like the cloth and stuff it's got. It's alright, it's definitely not bad for a horse. But it's a horse, it isn't anything too crazy or special, so. But it does make sense for the, humanish race to be using a horse at the end of the day, so I get why they've done it. And that is going to be the Kul Tiran faction mount, very similar to the Zandalari. The next mount up is going to be the Bloodflank Charger, and this is essentially a horse, but for Horde, which is pretty unique. I think this is the first horse that's been unique to the Horde, not an amount that the Alliance can also get. It's completely unique to the Horde, only the Horde can use this mount, and essentially what the story behind it is the Horde have stole it from Arahi Basin and converted it into a horse that they can use. So, kind of cool. The Alliance equivalent to this is going to be the Ironclad Frostclaw, and this is a similar story. They went and stole this from Ultric Valor and converted it into an Alliance loyal mount. It's got these Alliance plates on it. It looks quite cool. I do like the Alliance one a bit more than I like the Horde one, but both of them aren't too bad, and I quite like what they've done with this. It's an interesting kind of twist to the mounts that we normally get. We're swapping mounts essentially, so I do like that. I think that's kind of cool. In terms of where these mounts come from, it's going to come from completing Tides of Vengeance, A Nation United, and Zandalar Forever. And you need to do that on both Horde and Alliance. So you're going to need to do Tides of Vengeance on Horde and Alliance. You're going to need to do A Nation United on Alliance and Zandalar Forever on Horde. Once you're done with all of that, you will get the mount for Horde on Horde and the Alliance one on Alliance, only usable on those specific factions, but you will get both of them. So if you log onto an Alliance character, you will have the Alliance equivalent. Quite cool. It's basically making you see the other side of the story, and you're getting like a kind of a double agent mount for doing it. I do like the idea behind that mount, but you can start working towards that now in preparation for 8.1.5. Just level a character on the opposite faction and go through those quests and storylines for that faction. Now, the next one up is going to be the Beastlords Irontusk. And this is kind of cool. I do quite like this mount, but I'm kind of sad at the same time. So this is a Warlords of Draenor mount, essentially. But the ones that we've seen in Warlords of Draenor from the Iron Horde were a lot more armoured up and cool. And this has kind of lost its armour, which is a little bit sad. The other one up is the Beastlords Warwolf, and this is a lot cooler. This is what I had in mind for the other one, with all the armor and stuff on it. It looks great. It really, really looks good. I like this mount quite a lot, and this is definitely one of the ones that I'm going to be heading towards. But both of the mounts, both of the Beastlords mounts are going to come from the same location, which is going to be Time Walking. They're adding a Warlords of Draenor Time Walking to 8.1.5. And both of these mounts will be purchasable for 5,000 Time Walking badges. So, get your badges, and we're going to see our first Time Walking in around May. So, that's based on the PTR anyway. It might change a little bit, but first Draenor Time Walking in about May. Now, this mount doesn't get added to your mount collection, but it's a hunty mount that you're going to be able to ride as Beastmaster. You'll be able to use an item turning Hattie into a rideable wolf. I just wanted to mention it because it's kind of cool and unique and a little bit different. And there's a whole little quest line for Hattie, which I'll be talking about on the channel at some point too. The final few mounts up are going to be the Vicious War Basilisks. There's going to be an Alliance equivalent and also a Horde equivalent. And they look quite nice. We actually seen these mounts quite a long time ago. I think in 2017, maybe 2018. They've been in the files for quite a long time, and apparently they're finally going to be in the game. They're going to be the next season's faction mounts for doing PvP. So once you hit the specific rank and play so many games, this will be the mount that you'll be awarded with, which will be at some point in 8.1.5, I assume. It's not going to be at the start of the patch. It'll probably be a little bit later on in. I think it'll be Season 3. But assuming everything goes to plan, these will be the mounts that you'll be awarded for that. And as I said, they're quite cool. I definitely like the Horde one a lot more. It is another kind of Crocolisk, Basilisk looking mount. But yeah, kind of cool. I do like them. Do like them quite a lot. So those are the mounts coming. And hopefully this video helped you be ready and prepared for 8.1.5. But yeah, look out for more videos coming soon. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya.